Hey guys, Tony here from TonyTechBytes, and I've been using the OnePlus 7T as well as the OnePlus 7 Pro for a couple months now, and I wanted to do a comparison of the phones to give you an idea of which is better in my opinion. I actually don't have the OnePlus 7 Pro on me right now since I gave it to my friend a couple weeks ago, and you could check out that video later if you want to. I'll link it somewhere in the corner up there. So basically, I only have the OnePlus 7T on hand right now, but I still remember using the OnePlus 7 Pro vividly since it wasn't that long ago when I gave it to my friend. I am a OnePlus brand ambassador, so they did send over the 7T and the 7 Pro to me, but they do not pay me and they didn't tell me to make this video, so I wouldn't say I'm biased in any regard. So for the OnePlus 7T, this configuration has the Snapdragon 855 Plus with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, and for the GPU it has the Adreno 640. And as for the OnePlus 7 Pro, at least for the configuration that I had before, it had 12GB of RAM with the Snapdragon 855 and the Adreno 640, as well as 256GB of storage. So pretty much the only major difference between the phones is that the 7T has the Snapdragon 855 Plus, which is a slightly higher clock CPU, so that should give you slightly better single core and multi-core performance. But for a phone of this caliber, you won't notice a tangible difference in gaming or performance. Even when I did benchmarks, the numbers were really similar. So the OnePlus 7T is going for about $599 right now on OnePlus's website, and the 7 Pro is going for about $500, I believe. But for the 7 Pro, I believe they only have the 6GB model available, since they probably ran out of the more premium models. And I believe OnePlus would also want their 7T Pro and the 7T Pro McLaren to sell better, so they'd probably be limiting the number of premium 7 Pro models out there. So for a real performance difference, I didn't notice much of a difference at all, because I did a gaming video about a month ago and you couldn't really tell a difference in frame rates because most mobile games cap their games at 60 frames per second or 30 sometimes. I'm pretty confident that they'd be at their max frame rate of about 60 frames, so you won't be able to notice a difference. The 7T has a 1080p screen, which isn't that noticeable going between the 7 Pro and the 7T, whereas the 7 Pro has a Quad HD display with a 90Hz refresh rate as well. I guess if you really wanted the pixel peep and you wanted the most premium screen, then the 7 Pro would definitely be a better option because it has a curved screen. It definitely looks a lot more premium. The bezel is practically non-existent, and the front pop-up camera definitely makes it look a lot more luxurious because you don't have a teardrop notch like the 7T does. So for battery life, I've noticed that they're pretty much similar. So using the 7 Pro at Quad HD resolution with the 90Hz refresh rate, I've noticed the battery life usually ranges from 5 to 6 hours, and for the 7T, it's usually about 6 to 7 hours on a good day. And with the 7T, you also get Warp Charge 30T, which charges a little bit quicker than Warp Charge 30. So this is just a minor difference. If you want the absolute best battery life, then obviously 1080p screen and Warp Charge 30T is better on the 7T. But if you don't really mind and you prefer the more premium features of the 7 Pro, then definitely go for that phone. So for the cameras, there's also pretty much no difference at all. Of course, you get the super macro mode on the 7T, which is useful if you take a lot of macro shots. Personally, I don't take any macro shots. I've never had to use a macro mode on a camera, but if there is that rare instance where you do need it, or you like taking pictures of flowers and stuff, so you pretty much have no option other than to go for the 7T or the 7T Pro. If you want to see an extensive camera comparison, I already made a video comparing the cameras of the 7T and the 7 Pro. I'll link that somewhere up there in a card, so you can watch that after this video if you'd like to. So, battery life is pretty similar, performance is practically the same, the cameras are really close as well. So the screen is pretty much the main difference here, with the 7 Pro offering a more premium option, whereas the 7T is a more modest 1080p flat screen. If you want a more premium smartphone experience, then the 7 Pro is a better choice. But if you want a slightly lighter phone with the Snapdragon 855 Plus and a flat screen, then the 7T is also a really good option. So which one do I personally like? Well, I actually really like the 7T, which is why I gave my friend the 7 Pro. I definitely enjoyed the 7 Pro's more premium screen, but I feel like I'd rather give that to my friend since he's probably a bigger OnePlus fan than I am. But I haven't found any problems with the 7T. I think the 1080p screen looks fine, and the camera's more than adequate for my needs. I like the wide angle camera that the 7T has. Of course, you get really good performance with 8GB of RAM. I don't need 12GB because I'm not editing videos on a smartphone. Another small thing that I really like about the 7T is that it's slightly lighter weight. I don't know if many people are gonna notice this, but I actually do kind of enjoy the lighter weight of the 7T. It's like a small thing that I noticed. It's not really a big deal though, but yeah, that's just a small thing. To reiterate everything that I said in this video, if you want a slightly more premium option for a smartphone, then the 7 Pro is definitely a better option. You get a better screen and a slightly cheaper price, surprisingly. if you look at OnePlus's website. But if you want the newer phone with the slightly faster processor and the super macro mode, if you're also fine with the tiny teardrop notch and a 1080p flat screen, then the 7T is definitely a good purchase. Of course, you also have the 7T Pro and the 7T Pro McLaren. I didn't really want to mention the 7T Pro since it's not available in the US. But as for the 7T Pro, it's on a league of its own because I think it's $899. But yeah, if you want the absolutely most premium smartphone, then that's definitely an option if you want that. So thank you so much for watching this comparison of the 7T and the 7 Pro. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you want to pick up the 7T or the 7 Pro or any accessories that I use, I'll link them down in the description down below. They are affiliate links, so I do earn a tiny bit of commission from them, but it does not come at an additional cost to you.